Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshua, not Yehoshua. It's Yahushua. So got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the who pushing this truth and believing this truth toward the four winds of the earth and the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Hawah through our listening and learning. If your sisters are listening and learning. Come to another lesson, true facts, faith, and edification. On the daily edification, Lord will be edifying. So I titled this lesson, There's No Salvation for the so-called white man, and your kingdom is fallen. There is no salvation for the so-called white man, which is Esau, Edom. And we say white because they have no melanin, no pigment, or they lack melanin and pigment. So their blood show forth to their skin, which gives them different shades of, which shows them different shades of red and pink. And you see this guy here on the screen. He came up to camp, and he came up to these brothers first, because they started their little camp early before we started our camp on Saturday. And you can see he's red. He ain't white. He's red, which I told him when he came to us, right? So here it is. He finally built up enough courage to come out where we at. Because he mentioned WFI that be down there at Lake Eola. So, and this is Esau Edom trying to find salvation. Well, there is no salvation for the Edomites, the so-called white man. Now I want to pull up this clip from our channel, but this I want to show you. This is him going to the brothers that fellowship with us. That's on the other side. Let me pull this up. There is no salvation for Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Now, even when we mentioned this, he said he agreed when we brought out about slavery, Revelation 13 and 10. He did say it. I agree. Whoever get killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. So I want to play a couple minutes of this. And then I'm get some precepts because we was trying to deal with him with reincarnation, right? Because he mentioned about everybody must appear before the judgment seat of the Lord. So let me back this up to 137. I'm gonna play a little bit of this and I'm gonna get some precepts. So we tried to tell him because he was trying to say, oh, his son. And I told him, I said, listen, you and your son, if your son was born and you were still living, y'all are not the same. Your son coming back in another life and you back in another life. And we know they ain't gonna get it because the scripture said the wicked will not understand, which he appears to be an Edomite. Now let me run this back. About 137. So just listen to. I ain't gonna play that much of this.
We rehearse righteous acts. I can tell you.
And again, he came up and said that we sinners. That's what he came up and said. We are, and he read about Yahushua. That's why I told him, I know what you read in Hebrews 9. It said the same thing, different, worded different in Hebrews 7. So this is Esau Edom, the accuser. He came up talking about we sinners. So let's play some of this. Let me back up, as a matter of fact. Let's get here.
That's what the Bible just said.
That's wild, man. That's wild.
I know it is.
That's wild.
Go ahead.
The second Ezra chapter 14 and 35.
For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again.
No, it's the same group.
These guys I saw down there.
No, that's not us.
Yes, it is.
We don't all look alike.
I saw this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I thought he was talking about WFI right there, but he was talking about the brothers who I showed you the clip a few seconds ago. They was dealing with him earlier. See, it's Esau looking for salvation, man. But there is no salvation for the so-called white man. Period.
Talking about Lake Yola, because that's different.
This is second entrance.
Lake Yola.
Jonathan.
Okay. Second entrance, chapter 14 and 35.
You listening?
You guys are all over the place.
You listening?
No. I get confused with your buddies here.
Yeah.
I get confused with who.
No, it's all. We all spiritual. We all spiritual over here, brother.
All right. No, he just said he wasn't.
What you mean?
I said, are you all righteous? And he says, nobody
I
righteous.
said spiritual.
No, him.
I said, according to the letter of the law, we're not perfect.
Have you? Yeah, okay. Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
Next. Are you perfect according to the letter of the law?
We rehearse the
righteous acts.
I can tell you in Judges 5:11.
You're a man. I'm a man. I'm not a priest. I don't want any confessions. I know we're not
This ain't about
perfect.
confession.
I know I'm not a priest. I don't want any confessions.
Okay,
so you're a man. I'm a man. Hey, we're not perfect.
What is that? What's the point?
Yeah, what is this alluding to, man?
The point is that you are a sinner and you're going to face judgment.
Now, see what we have here?
Unless you
this is a straw man.
We sinners and we're going to face judgment. And of course, if we don't repent, but we have repented, man. See, this is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the accuser. That's what he do. He going to tell us we sinners. How he know what we do, who we are? How do he know?
All right, now let's go into.
I'll tell you how he know, because he's the accuser. This is his job. But let's listen.
Let's go into the art of debate, right? You know what a straw man is? A straw man is what happens when you make a point and then they build another point off something that has nothing to do with the initial conversation. We started off with the judgments of the so-called white man. This man brought up once appointed to die in Hebrews the 9th chapter, which had nothing to do with what we're talking about now. Because he's creating what you call a straw man. Right. And brothers that's on the highways headed, you gotta be careful of this. When guys come up and you make a point and they try to steer the conversation to somewhere where they think they can win an argument. Hey, ain't no winning no arguments over here.
Give me Revelation 13 again. Give me Isaiah 14.
We're not simple, we're not slow.
Let's do it again.
You're pretty good when it comes to all this memorization. I give that to you, absolutely.
This ain't
memorization. A whole lot better than me. But what I'm concerned about is
go ahead, bring it out, brother.
Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Who led us in captivity?
Back to the subject.
Who put the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians in captivity? The so-called white man. Pan the camera on him.
Now I want you to listen, because he never denied none of this. Because they don't got no fight about them putting us in slavery. They don't got no fight about who's the devil. Listen.
The so-called white man puts in captivity. Read it again. Read it again.
He that leadeth.
Now see, this is an Edomite right here. This ain't no a speckled bird right here. This is a hard flesh Edomite. Read it again.
Revelation 13 and 10.
Yep.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Who led us in captivity? The so-called white man. And that's the words of the Messiah.
I agree with you.
That's the Messiah saying, whoever go into captivity, you're going to go in and you put him in captivity, your turn coming too. That's what I just said. Isaiah 14:21.
Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare slaughter for his children. He'll be a son.
So see, he said he agreed. He agreed by Revelation 13 and 10. He said he agreed. You heard him. Let's play it one more time. He said he agreed.
But what I'm concerned about is
go ahead, bring it out, brother.
Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Who led us in captivity?
Back to the subject.
Who put the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians in captivity? The so-called white man. Pan the camera on him. The so-called white man puts in captivity. Read it again. Read it again.
He that leadeth.
Now see, this is an Edomite right here. This ain't no a speckled bird right here. This is a hard flesh Edomite. Read it again.
Revelation 13 and 10.
Yep.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Who lives in captivity? The so-called white man. And that's the words of the
Absolutely,
Messiah.
I agree with you.
That's the Messiah saying, whoever go into captivity, you're going to go in. You put him in captivity, your turn coming too. That's what that just said. Isaiah 14:21.
Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare slaughter for his children. He'll be a son. He'll be a son of one of these guys that's back again. One of these slave masters. Read again.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Go ahead.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
So what his forefather did, he gonna pay for it. Because he's here now.
So you just read that.
One more time.
I can't suffer.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity.
Because you are your forefather.
You said your son.
I'm not gonna
You said your son.
I'm not going to.
You said your son.
Now, if you go back and watch the beginning of the video when he first came up, the point where he first came up, and he read Hebrews 9, then we started talking about reincarnation, and brother read Numbers 14, right? Was that Numbers 14 and 18? And he said his son came back. He called him something, fire copy or something. He said they called his son. But we're trying to tell him, and you see, they don't understand. So I want to get some precepts. I want to get all the precepts dealing with this. You come back every third or fourth generation. That's the point I want to make. Because he agreed, whoever lead in captivity shall go into captivity. He agreed with that. But what he don't understand and what he didn't agree with was every third and fourth generation. Now we told him reincarnation. And you know it's crazy because when I had bro to read Matthew 19, verse 27, 28, and I asked him, what is regeneration? Because that's what Yahushua said. And like brother said, he come to the strong man, whatever. And then he started talking about something totally different. And then he want to read the scripture about it ain't about works. Because we boxed his ass in a corner, man. He was boxed up, man. So like bro said, that strong man, what is it called? Strong man, whatever it's called. He want to go to something, but that's how Esau do, man. When you box him in the corner, you got him corner off like a rat, they'll find another hole, man. Because he can't stand in the paint with the scriptures. So I just want to make some points. Let me play a little bit more of this.
No, you said your son. You were talking about your son. If your son was here with you at the same time, y'all ain't the same person.
No, we're talking about reincarnation.
Right. You said your son.
Everybody said that was photocopied.
You mentioned your son.
I got this quick precept.
We telling you, your son and you not the same.
Yeah, but
your son come back in another life, just as you did.
But he read that.
If I
we
can
know
say
we read. We know we read.
This is they're trying to cause confusion. You can't cause confusion with us, man. You cannot cause confusion with men that are sane, which I went to yesterday. Sane, stable, normal, circumspect, wise. You can't come with that serpent, that cunning, crafty, conniving garbage and try to confuse. He understand, but this is what Esau do.
Go ahead,
if I can say this, because he's not gonna get hurt. What you have is, you know, when you deal with the scriptures, you have to deal with reincarnation. Because
you have no blood.
Because when you have people who are born,
melanin, so your blood show forth your skin.
You
red. That ain't white. This white.
True.
That ain't white. You red, man. Different shades of red and pink, man. You're an Edomite.
Now
yeah, you're an Edomite.
No offense to you guys, but those guys in Lake Yola, they say they're
we
not black.
With them.
They're not black.
We ain't with them. We ain't black neither.
Okay, thank you very much.
We different shades of brown.
I just wanted to clear that up.
That's another straw man.
Yeah, exactly.
We going back to the straw
but
man.
he don't got nothing.
Come on, man.
But go ahead, whatever you got, bro. Whatever y'all
John
got.
9 and verse 1. And as Yahweh shot past by.
Ain't nobody. We don't got no guns. We ain't no killers. We spiritual beings. So you don't gotta look behind you.
At that point right here, the brother had walked up behind him, but he was trying to move to the side. So that's why I said we don't got no gun. You don't gotta look behind you. We don't got guns. All we got are these Bibles, and we're gonna chop your head off with these scriptures. Hosea 6 and 5. Right? The Lord said he have healed them by the prophets. He have slain them by the words of his mouth. We don't got weapons. Hey, what it tell you in Ephesians 6? Take this sword, which is the word of the Lord, man. We got a spiritual sword.
Brothers over here spiritual. Ain't nobody finna go. You listen. You might be an agent. They probably sent you over here to try to throw us off. Listen, we not ignorant of the white man devices. You can believe that. Go ahead, what you got?
I got Psalms chapter 50, verse 16.
Go ahead.
But unto the wicked
But unto the wicked, the Most High saith. But unto the wicked, go ahead. The Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statute?
You got the wrong sword on you right now.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
You heard what he just said. You got the wrong sword on you right now.
That's
the sword that you got. Okay. That's our blessing.
Brother Bayon Yashal, he got it. Let me read it. It says straw man argument. Okay. Straw man argument. A straw man fallacy occurs when someone takes another person's argument or point, distorts it, or extravagate in it some kind of extreme way, and then attacks the extreme distortion as if that is really the claim the first person is making. Okay, the water. So let's go back and play this. Straw man argument.
Your sword is to literally have a gun.
Yeah.
The Lord made you to have a gun. Y'all carnal. He made us to be spiritual.
And you know how we can tell?
You got the wrong thing, brother.
You know how we can tell by how you swing it. It ain't yours. It don't belong to you.
Keep reading on that.
You should be John Wick.
What you talking about there, man?
You should be John Wick. You got the wrong sword on you, brother. You got the wrong sword on you, brother.
That's a prime example of the devil, man, because he's trying to twist words.
You working for the government of Orlando. We know who you is, man.
Verse 7, he told us earlier that he might be a spy.
Of course.
Verse 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind
But that's what you always have. When somebody come up and say, I just want to understand this.
Yeah.
They really trying to trap you up in your words. They're trying to supplant you.
Because we the serpent.
Right. He's a cunning hunter.
We the serpent. You can't supplant us. But he's a cunning hunter, though. That's what the so-called white man do. Read that again.
Thank you for giving me more credit than I deserve.
Oh, no, the Lord gave you that credit. The Lord gave you that. That was from the Lord. That's the Lord. Go ahead.
Verse 17 again.
Yep.
Seeing thou hatest instruction.
The so-called white man hated instructions from the Lord. Go ahead.
And casteth my words behind thee.
Let's prove that the so-called white man hated instruction. Who passed rights so you can go sleep with animals? Huh? In 4 states right now, who passed bestiality laws?
It's funny, huh?
The so-called white man did that.
That ain't funny.
Hey, hold on. I got another one. Who legalized marijuana? The so-called white man. Again, that's 2. Who passed the laws for the alphabet community to have equal to act rights? The so-called white man. Oh, who passed the bill for you can walk around here with no carrying license? The so-called white man. So read that again, huh? So who passed these laws?
I grew up on a farm.
Oh, we know you did.
I grew up on the farm.
We know you did.
And we never did any of that stuff on the farm.
Your people did. Who faced on the money? You said you didn't?
I said I grew up
Isaiah 14:1.
I grew up on a farm, and none of that ever went on the farm.
But who did it, though? Who did it?
I don't know, some perverts.
What color is they?
Everybody does it, probably.
So you said
I wouldn't know.
So who passed? I'm asking who passed these laws? Who passed gun laws?
I suppose whoever. Black, white,
no, I ain't no black, white, and brown. You know who it is.
Tell me.
So the so-called white man don't pass the laws? Who made the Constitution and Declaration of Independence? Who did that? Was that Negro sitting there? Yeah. And we got another one. We got another one, Doc Burton.
I don't mean afro.
Read that.
I said 14:1.
When
See this guy right here? When we were asking him, because he was talking about chemtrails, I said, who sprayed the chemtrails? He was like, them. I said, who is they? He said, them that fly the planes. I said, who flying the planes? He said, the government. I said, who are the government? What they look like? He didn't want to say it. But then he came up in the beginning of the lesson talking about how people got Stockholm syndrome. That's why I said, no, nigga, you got Stockholm syndrome too. So here it is. When Esau came up, he went to the side, man.
In 1776, when the Constitution, the Declaration was created, Negroes was in slavery. So we know it wasn't us. We know they have an afro. Read that.
Isaiah 14:1.
We know it wasn't us.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Isaiah 14:21.
Isaiah 14:21.
Because he said it wasn't him. He wasn't there.
Right.
Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
Go ahead.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
Hey, you got the same thing with your forefathers did. You got to pay for that. One more time.
You just said it. Nobody.
Prepare slaughter for his children.
You ain't listening. You ain't listening. That's why you got a problem. One more time. Slap, y'all.
Isaiah 14:21.
Yep.
Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
Go ahead.
That they do not rise.
They do not rise. And what?
Nor possess the land.
What land? All the lands that the so-called white man stole. Go ahead.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Now that's a killer right there. Who got the world filled with cities? Huh? Don't worry, we'll wait. Why is there cities everywhere? Because of the so-called white man.
Hey, what about China?
Go back to that. Read that again. Now. China 16.
Don't bring them into it.
Yeah.
They gonna drink their cup too.
Are there white men in China?
They going to slavery too.
They're going to slavery too.
Oh, they're going to slavery
Oh
too?
yeah. You see it?
You're not
From
alone.
2 on down to 18.
How about,
All y'all going to slavery.
What Michael Jackson say, you are not alone?
Asia.
You're not alone.
They all going to slavery.
You're not alone, brother. You're going into
Hold on.
captivity with
Get Jeremiah 30:16.
some friends.
Let's prove to him that all nations going to slavery that put their hands on us, man.
Jeremiah 30.
We got the sign right here. You ain't looking at the sign. From 2 down to 18, they all got to pay. Go ahead, and that's thus saith the Lord. This is the words of the Lord. Go ahead.
They're going to be whooping your asses too.
Yes, sir. Especially them Hamites. Hey, them Hamites who sold us to y'all, and y'all put us on slave ship, they going to be on y'all ass. Go ahead,
Jeremiah
Yeah, well, at least
30
it
and
won't be a donkey
16.
or a dog or
Therefore,
something else.
all day,
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny now.
It's funny.
You gonna see. You got it.
Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
And all nations devoured us, mainly the so-called white man. They destroyed so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indians, and Haitians. So all of them going to get devoured. Go ahead.
You really tried to use Hebrews 9 and
Yeah.
27 to rebut this?
Yeah, you got crazy. Go
Wrong
ahead.
sword, brother.
Yes, sir.
And
Wrong
all,
sword.
and all thine adversaries, every one of them.
Every one of them.
Just
Look,
ask a question.
every one of these nations, from 2 on down, all of them going into captivity, man. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead. Read that again. I'll stop in 16.
Jeremiah 30 and 16.
Yep.
Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds,
Right.
saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after.
Now get Zephaniah 3 and 9. So we wait on the Lord, man. The Lord finna come back and annihilate all our enemies, man. Start with the so-called white man.
I agree.
Go ahead,
Zephaniah.
He agree again. So that's the point I want to make. Now, we tried to tell him about reincarnation. You either accept it or you don't. But the scriptures is laid out, is presented to you in a nice order that paints a picture. Or at least it should. But 2/3 and heathens ain't gonna get it. Now this is Exodus 20 and 5. It reads, Father Lord Yahweh, thy power am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Right? It say upon the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. That'll be the 2/3. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So those that hate the Lord, every 3rd and 4th generation is the 2/3 and the heathens. Now this is, because it's saying showing mercy, verse 6, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Now the brother had read, let me get this one. This is Exodus 34. This is Exodus 34 and verse 6. And it reads, And Yahweh passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord Yahweh thy power, mercy and gracious, long suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgressions and sins, and that will by no means clearly guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the third and to the fourth generation. This is Deuteronomy. This is Deuteronomy 24:16. It reads, we try to tell him, because he tried to say, oh, see, me and my son came, we here together. But y'all said, listen, we try to tell him, your son is back in another lot. Okay? He's back in another lot, you back in another lot. But y'all, if y'all are Edomites, oh, and when we read Revelation, you know what's cold? Even when you read these precepts that I'm reading, now he said, y'all said, listen, when you read Revelation 13 and 10, okay, he that leaves into captivity shall go into captivity. So it don't matter which way you want to toss and turn these scriptures about the third or fourth generation. Hey, if your generation put a generation in slavery, the Lord said that generation got to go into slavery. So you can wiggle and say, my son is this, and me and my son here together. Listen, if y'all Edomites, y'all ass going to slavery. Period. You can wiggle around the third or fourth generation or the father iniquity on the children. You can wiggle around that all you want to. If your ass is an Edomite, any heathen nation, you going into slavery. Deuteronomy 24:16. The fathers shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. And this is proof. He said him and his son is back here together. They both have different lots. If they Edomites, they both got to go into slavery, regardless. However, you want to not understand the scriptures, which we know they can't get it. If you don't want to try to understand what we're trying to tell you, you still got to go into slavery, period. Whether your son go to slavery first, you probably die before your son do because he younger than you. Listen, when your ass come back to earth, you gonna be in chains, boy. Deuteronomy 24:16. The father should not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. So your son and you will be put to death for your own sin. And let me get this, because he was talking about we all must appear before the judgment seat of the Lord. And we told him, that's correct. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and 10. We know this. So we tried to get him the understanding of what this means. Because this is plain right here. This is 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of a Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body. Now I told him the judgment plays out on earth. That's what I told him. And I said, so when you die, that is a judgment. He was like, no. What are you talking about? For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. That's a judgment. Now, as the brother had brought out, let me pull it up. 2 Ezra 14 and 35. Let's get it. Could that go right along with this, what I'm reading here in 2 Corinthians 5 and 10? We must all appear before the judgment seat of the Lord. Every third and fourth generation, it's saying a man may receive whatever he have done in his body, good or bad. So let's get this. In 2 Ezra. And we don't expect them to understand this, man. This is only for Israelites and only for the remnant. All Israel can't even get this. So we know ain't no heathen gonna get it. That's why they always talk trash. 2 Ezra 14 and 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts. How can you subdue your own understanding? Because your lot is your lot. Proverbs 16 and 33 say, the lot is cast into the lap. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your heart, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. How you gonna obtain mercy after death? For after death, verse 35, shall the judgment come when we shall live again. And then, this is the same thing it says 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. See? And then, what it say? And then the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. What it says 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appeal before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he have done, whether what? Good or bad. What it says, 2 Ezra? Same thing. It say what? And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, good, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared, or bad. Same thing, man. Now this is, let me get this in Numbers. This is the one the brother read. Numbers. It's Numbers 14 and 18. And that's why, man, hey, call all y'all about Shema Bashar, because we understand, man. Numbers 14 and 18. The Lord, Yahweh, is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgressions, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. Now this is Proverbs 16 and 33. But again and again and again, they don't supposed to get it, man. Proverbs 16 and 33 reads, the lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of Yahweh. Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Your lot is cast into your lap, man. Your lot don't change. Then the Lord said, Malachi 3 and 6, for I am Yahweh, I change not, therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Because we got to keep coming back over and over, man. In a different body, same spirit, same family lot, man. Ezekiel. There's something I want to make a point on before been in past, and I've been forgot about this. Cause these guys is funny. And that guy, that Jake that was standing behind me with all that Islam, he called it Islam. They got bugged out, man. Ezekiel 18 and 20, the soul that sinneth. This is what it said in Deuteronomy 24 and 16. Right? The soul that sinneth, it say he will not bring the iniquity on the father and the son. It's going to be on whoever committed sin. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. And that's a perfect example of what he said. He said, well, my son is back right now. We called him, he said something. Photocopy or calling copy, something he said. Because him and his son got two different lots. But y'all both Edomites. So both of y'all come from a family line that had Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians in captivity. So rather you can understand the third and fourth generation, your ass going to slavery because you're Edomite. Period. If you don't understand the third and fourth generation, you still got to go in slavery. Boy, put this chain on. It say, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him. Who would have said, whether good or bad, this is the good. And the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. The wicked, the good, and the bad. The righteous shall be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Same thing, man. It's the same thing. So just some points I was meditating on. Man, and when you... Right, beautiful, bro. Let's read this. Yep. GMS Harakah. Period, man. Let's get this. Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. It reads, God is going to judge everything we do. This is the GNT, the Good News Translation. Whether good or bad, even things done in secret. It's plain, man. This is GMS Saints of the Most High. Hey, shalom to all you Akim. You're not walking the convoy tuning in. How about Shema Shah Brakathum? A Habathum to you brothers and sisters, man. Leviticus 25 and 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. Plain, beautiful. That's fire. This is Beyond Yashala. Let's read this. Ecclesiastes 16:11. And if there be one stiff neck among the people, it is marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure. As his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judgeth a man according to his works. And they got to pay, man. You ain't going to escape this judgment, man. Coming up trying to be the accuser, which that's what he is. Right. Ain't no way around it. There is no way out. And I asked him, then he want to talk about works. Ain't about works. We weren't talking about, just like the brother called the straw man argument. We weren't talking about no works. He tried to throw us off from talking about the judgment of the so-called white man. So we already know about ain't no works, man. Don't got nothing to do with works. Let me get this. In Titus, see, he's trying to bounce around, man. This Titus 3 and 5. And you know what's cold? You can come up, any one of you out there can come up and you can bounce to any topic. We're gonna tear your head off these precepts because we all over the scriptures, man. That's what studying do. That's what eating the road do. I don't care what topic you come up with. We're gonna tear your head off these scripts, man, because we everywhere. Titus 3 and 5. And we know this. Let's read up to verse 3. We know it don't got nothing to do with works, man. That's why I asked him, and that's why I told the brother, read Matthew 19 and 27. And I asked him, what does reincarnation mean? Regeneration. He couldn't tell me. Titus 3 and 3. For we ourselves also are sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving divers lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. But after that kindness and love of power our Savior toward man appeared, not by works of righteousness which we have done, but according to his mercy, he saved us by the washing of regeneration. I was going to read this, but he couldn't get the first regeneration in Matthew 19 and 28. So I was like, ain't no sense me bringing this out. Not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy, he saved us by the washing of regeneration and renewing of the Holy Spirit. If he couldn't get that in Matthew 19, he definitely gonna get this. This has nothing to do. Let's get regeneration. Just to see what it say. Let's just entertain ourselves. Trying to come up and change the topic. You can't change that topic.
Strong's G 3824. Polygenesia. Polygenesia.
Oh, you know what? He did say, when I asked him what regeneration means, he said born again. He did say that. So I said, what you mean born again? How? And he said, born again. He said spiritually. And I said spiritually. He was like, yeah, and he said, and back in the body. He did say that. He did say that. So Salaki, he did say that. I was like, okay, good. So new birth, reproduction, renewal, recreation, regeneration. Plain. It's right there, man. Oh man. Let's see what they got anything else. That was it though. Man, it's a Cicero's restoration to rank and fortune on his recall from exile. Nope. Of the restoration of the Jewish nation after exile. Nope. Of the recovery of knowledge by recollection. That you can use that. Of the recovering of knowledge, because as Apostle Paul always go into the word education, which is educato in the Latin, which means to draw from within. I did a lesson on that a few times. Of the recovery of knowledge by recollection. That's why Peter said, I'm going to stir up your pure mind by way of remembrance. Spiritual renovation, especially messianic restoration, regeneration. But it's a rebirth. Rebirth, man. And it's at the top up here. New birth, reproduction, renewal, recreation, regeneration. That's it, man. It should have the same one in Matthew. Let's see. And we know this ain't about no works, man. We already know that. But like we said, if you got faith, faith will show your works. Period. Let's see. Yep, same word. Same thing. Matter of fact, let me go to the Strong's and click on this. Let me see what it say. They got two words. They got two. Let me check this. So this is it's a new, again. It's a intern and on the other note. You got a new again, with you back again. One got once more again. Let me see what this other one say. G, that was G3825. This G1078. See what it say. Source origin, a book of one's lineage, in which his ancestry or progeny are enumerated. Use a birth nativity of that which follows origin, existence, life, the will of life, which they can use that, the will of life. Other explain it, the will of human origin, which as soon as men are born begins to run, i.e., its course of life. Use that too, because you come back in the same lot, man. Same spirit, just a different body. That's it, man. Generation. Regeneration, man. It's plain. And the Lord said, and that's why when you go to what is that Romans 8? I know it's one in Ephesians. Is that Romans 8? Let's see. Or is that Romans 11? I know it's either Romans 8. Let me see. About what did it say? The one, the predestinated aforetime. I forgot what it said right off. Right here. It's it right here. Romans 8 and 29. It say verse 28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. Oh, I gotta go back to this. About the look of the Lord say he showed mercy to them that love him. Right? But those that hate him, they're gonna be destroyed to their face, which is in Deuteronomy 7 and 9. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate. Let's get these two words. Let's get these two words real quick. Let's get foreknow and predestinate. Ooh, that's heavy. Never looked this up. Let's play it.
Strong's G 4267. Prognosko. Prognosko.
Ooh, that's cold. It said to have knowledge beforehand, to foreknow of those who God elected to salvation. That's cold. To predestinate. To know beforehand, i.e., foresee, foreknow, ordain. Know before. That's beautiful. Man, that's beautiful. So let's get predestinate. G4 to 309. Basically the same word as
Strong's G 4309.
it's the same word.
Praorizo. Praorizo.
Ooh, to predetermine, decide beforehand. Because these are the same ancient spirits, man. Ooh, in the NLT, it's in the New Testament of God decreeing from eternity to foreordain, appoint beforehand. It got strong definition to limit in advance, i.e., predetermined, determined before, ordained, predestinate. Man, it's plain, man. Yeah, we know. As long as we know, we good. So again, it say Romans 8 and 28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son. How we gonna die, Zakari? How we gonna die if we gonna be conformed to the image of Yahweh Shai? That he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. Man. So yeah, man. I would just I said I want to get Deuteronomy 7. Man. Man, call out y'all about Shema Shai, man. Real. Deuteronomy 7. Come out, we all sin. You slow belly Edomite. We know that. This is Deuteronomy 7 and 9. Know therefore that the Lord Yahweh thy power, he is power, the faithful power, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. And that's why these bastards is pissed off with us, right? The elites in Revelation 12 and 17, man. And the dragon is wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed that keep the commandments of the Lord and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah. This is what the Lord loved, man. Okay? It say, which keepeth the covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandment to 1,000 generations, and repayeth them that hate him to their face. To destroy them, he will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. Period, man. So let me get a couple more. See what else y'all brother got on here. I'm gonna let it. It's done. That should suffice. I want to do something on this before my spirit change. Yeah, man. So hey, let's get a couple of these. This is beyond Yashala, Proverbs 8:36. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Right? Ooh, the water, bro. You just made me think about a precept I wanted to get. I did want to get one more precept. In Ezekiel 18. Let's read this. It's Ezekiel 18 and 1. It reads, see, God deals justly with individuals. See, that's the heading. Yahweh Shai deals justly with individuals. Oh, before I read this, also in Job, I just thought about this. Spirit told me to get this. In Job 34 and 29, it reads, when he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who then can behold him? Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only. See? So right here, let's say, God's deal justly with individuals. The word of Yahweh came unto me again, saying, what mean ye that ye use this proverb concerning the land of Israel, saying the fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. As I live, saith the Lord, basically it's saying the fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. This is you because we are our forefathers. You fall into the same lie. So I'm trying to tell that little fat bastard, you back in the lot you was in 3-4 generations ago, man. Your son is back in his lot from 3-4 generations ago. The father have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. Because you back. The child now was his father 3-4 generations ago, man. As I live, saith the Lord power, ye shall not have occasion anymore to use this proverb in Israel. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. And that's it, man. And that's it. So either they get it or they don't, man. But we the same. We the same. We the same, man. If I had a son, that's his lot. He's somebody out of my family line. Hey, they came after me. I'm somebody, rather my great-great-granddad or whoever. But it's 3-4 generations, man. The Lord say on the 3rd or 4th generation. So that's 2 generations right there, either the 3rd or the 4th. But we come back over and over, man. And that's why Job said in Job 10-22, when I go to a land that I shall not return. Because this is our last captivity here, man. This is it. So, and as I mentioned from time to time, all these babies that's being born right now, they coming back, man, to get that judgment again. All these babies that's been born around the clock in every state, all around North America, Babylon the Great, is coming back to get that last judgment, man. This baby's being born on top of babies, hundreds, daily, man. If you go to every city in your state, every hospital in them cities, there are hundreds, thousands of babies being born every day. The Lord is bringing all their little badasses right back. Either they come back to be a mercy or judgment from the flood, man. We all back, man. Because this is the last generation. This is it. So everybody is back. You either finna be somebody food in the sea, in the famine, or you gonna get salvation, man. Or some wild beast gonna be ripping you apart. Little babies. Or women gonna be eating. Man, these babies coming back, they finna be food for people. They finna be food for these teeth of wild beasts. They finna be food, man. Some of them finna get salvation. But most of these babies that's being born daily, hundreds, thousands, everybody come back for that final judgment, man. The final countdown. Anyway, the while for tuning in, gotta give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. And the sincere salutation to all the doctrine, pushing this truth and believing this truth to the full ends of the earth, the entire world. Shed light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Akbar who are listening and learning. You few sisters who are listening and learning. Hey, throughout for tuning in, throughout for your precepts. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Wah, abba, abba.